beneath 4,000 meters of crushing pressure, where sunlight surrenders to an eternal night, lies a world suspended in time. A silent archive holding echoes of laughter, dreams, and destinies abruptly curtailed. Join us as we embark on a new deep archive expedition, a journey into the haunting depths where history whispers its secrets. Subscribe now and become a part of our ongoing quest to unveil the ocean's hidden stories, to listen to the echoes of lives lived and lost. Our team, a blend of marine archaeologists, deep-sea engineers, and historians, gathers on the research vessel Oceanus. Today, our destination is the most famous shipwreck in history, the RMS Titanic. It is not merely a wreck, it's a time capsule, a stark reminder of human ambition and the sea's unforgiving power. The air is thick with anticipation, not of treasure, but of revelation. Dr. Alina Reynolds, our lead archaeologist, meticulously reviews the sonar scans, her brow furrowed in concentration. Beside her, Miguel Alvarez, the ROV pilot, runs diagnostics on Argus, a remotely operated vehicle, its powerful lights promising to pierce the abyssal darkness. Each movement is precise, each calibration a prayer for a successful dive. Argus is more than a machine, it's our eyes, our hands in a world that defies human reach. The launch sequence begins. Argus, tethered to the Oceanus by a reinforced umbilical cable, is slowly lowered into the inky blackness. The surface chop fades as the ROV descends, replaced by an unnerving silence, punctuated only by the hum of its internal systems and the distant ping of the sonar. We watch the monitors, each of us holding our breath as Argus plunges into the abyss. The descent is a journey through layers of increasing pressure and cold. The water grows denser, more resistant. The lights of Argus cut through the black, revealing a landscape of particulate snow, the constant, silent rain of the deep ocean. Hours pass, each one stretching into an eternity as we monitor the ROV's progress. Finally, the seabed appears on the screens, a ghostly plain of sediment. Then, a shape emerges from the darkness, colossal and unmistakable. The bow of the Titanic, a rust-colored leviathan resting in its watery grave. The image is both awe-inspiring and profoundly sad, a testament to the ship's grandeur and its tragic fate. We begin our exploration, guided by the detailed maps and historical records. Our focus today is a section of the ship's first-class accommodations, specifically an area rumored to have contained private suites reserved for the wealthiest passengers. These were spaces of unparalleled luxury, sanctuaries of privilege, even on that ill-fated voyage. Argus glides along the hull, its cameras transmitting images of twisted metal, corroded railings, and encrustations of marine life. Time and the ocean have transformed the Titanic into an artificial reef, a haven for deep-sea creatures. Life finds a way. Even in this monument to death, we navigate through a debris field, a chaotic jumble of personal belongings, furniture fragments, and structural wreckage. Each object, no matter how small, speaks volumes about the lives that were lived on board. A porcelain doll, a leather boot, a silver-plated comb of fragments of stories, now silent witnesses to tragedy. Our attention is drawn to a section of the ship's superstructure that appears relatively intact. According to the blueprints, this area housed a suite belonging to a prominent industrialist, Benjamin Guggenheim. Rumors have persisted for years about a hidden compartment within this suite, a private space known only to Guggenheim and his closest associates. Argus approaches the suite. The exterior is heavily corroded, but the outline of the door is still visible. Miguel carefully maneuvers the ROV, its mechanical arm extending to clear away the sediment and rust that obscure the entrance. The arm gently brushes aside a curtain of rusticles, revealing a brass plate, tarnished but still legible. G Suite. The door is sealed shut, fused by decades of corrosion. We use the ROV's laser cutter to carefully cut through the metal, creating a small opening. The tension in the control room is palpable. What lies behind this door? What secrets has it guarded for over a century? The ROV's camera peers into the darkness. The interior of the suite is surprisingly well preserved, shielded from the worst of the ocean's ravages. We see the remnants of elegant furniture, a mahogany desk, a velvet chaise lounge. But it is a smaller, more discreet door at the back of the suite that captures our attention. It is almost imperceptible, blending seamlessly with the wall paneling. This must be it, the entrance to the rumored secret room. With painstaking precision, Miguel guides the ROV to the hidden door. He uses the mechanical arm to gently pry it open, revealing a small, enclosed space. The camera focuses on the interior, and a collective gasp fills the control room. The room is remarkably intact. A heavy oak chest sits against one wall, its brass fittings gleaming faintly in the ROV's lights. On a small table, a crystal decanter and 2 glasses stand undisturbed, as if waiting for their owners to return. But it is the contents of the chest that truly captivate us. Inside, nestled among layers of faded velvet, are stacks of documents, ledgers, and personal letters. These are not just financial records. They are glimpses into the life of a man who stood at the pinnacle of wealth and power. A ledger detailing investments, a handwritten letter to his wife, a photograph of his children, intimate details frozen in time. Dr. Reynolds pores over the images transmitted by Argus, her eyes wide with fascination. She points to a specific document, a handwritten inventory of valuable possessions, including a mention of a rare diamond necklace, rumored to have been a gift to Guggenheim from a European monarch. But it is not the potential for discovering lost jewels that moves us. It is the human connection, the sense of encountering a life interrupted. These documents, these personal effects, are echoes of a man who walked the decks of the Titanic, who laughed, who loved, who dreamed, unaware of the fate that awaited him. We spend hours documenting the contents of the room, carefully cataloging each item, each detail. It is a delicate process, a dance between technology and history. We are not treasure hunters. We are archivists, entrusted with preserving these fragile remnants of the past. As the ROV prepares to ascend, its camera lingers on a final image, a half-smoked cigar resting in an ashtray on the table, a poignant reminder of the man who last occupied this space. It is a moment of profound contemplation, a realization of the immense loss and the enduring power of memory. The ascent begins. Argus slowly rises through the water column, leaving behind the silent city of the Titanic. The darkness gradually gives way to a faint, ethereal glow as we approach the surface. The pressure eases, the temperature rises, and the sounds of the Oceanus become clearer. Back on deck, the team gathers to review the data. The faces are etched with exhaustion, but also with a sense of profound accomplishment. We have not found treasure, but we have discovered something far more valuable: a deeper understanding of the human story behind the Titanic disaster. The images of the secret room, the personal documents, the intimate details of Benjamin Guggenheim's life will be shared with the world, ensuring that his story and the stories of all those who perished on that fateful night will never be forgotten. We have touched the past, and the past has touched us. The Oceanus turns for home, leaving the Titanic to its eternal rest. The sun sets on the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and gold. The ocean stretches out before us, vast and unknowable, a repository of countless secrets, countless stories waiting to be discovered. But what of the stories that remain hidden? What echoes of lives lived lie buried in the deep, forever beyond our reach? Does the ocean remember, even when we forget? And in the grand tapestry of time, what is the meaning of a single life, a single moment, lost in the immensity of eternity? Okay, I understand. Here's the script, focusing on poetic narrative, emotional impact, and scientific accuracy, while avoiding sensationalism and fictional elements. Title: The Ghost Fleet of Truck Lagoon. A submerged symphony of time / title content. Dive into the silent depths of Truck Lagoon, where the remnants of a World War II fleet rest on the seabed. Explore the ghostly ships teeming with marine life, artifacts frozen in time, and the haunting beauty of a submerged graveyard / content Rotiro 000-030. Introduce El Poetica e Hook beneath. The turquoise surface of Micronesia lies a world silenced by time, a city of steel and rust cradled by the coral embrace. Truck Lagoon, a name whispered among divers and historians, is more than a graveyard. It's a submerged symphony of forgotten lives, a poignant echo of a world at war. Join us as we descend into this underwater archive, where history sleeps beneath the waves, and the stories of a generation are etched in the barnacle-encrusted hulls. Subscribe to Deep Archive Expeditions and journey with us into the silent depths, where the past whispers its secrets. 030-500 a preparazo, e adescida o risco, e expectativa. The team gathers on the deck of the research vessel, the salt-laced air heavy with anticipation. Dr. Anya Sharma, lead marine archaeologist, meticulously calibrates the ROV's sonar, her brow furrowed in concentration. This submersible, christened Argus, will be our eyes and hands in the crushing darkness below. Beside her, veteran submersible pilot Kenji Tanaka runs diagnostic checks on Argus's manipulator arms, ensuring they're sensitive enough to handle fragile artifacts. The air hums with the electric thrum of generators. As Argus is carefully lowered into the water, the descent begins. The sunlit surface recedes, replaced by an ever-deepening blue. The ROV's cameras flicker to life, casting beams of light into the growing darkness. The pressure increases, a silent force squeezing the submersible as it plummets towards the lagoon floor. Inside the control room, the team watches, their faces illuminated by the glow of monitors. The only sound is the rhythmic ping of the sonar, painting a ghostly image of the abyss. This is a delicate, almost sacred undertaking, an attempt to touch the past, to understand its silent language. 500-2000 Exploração Visual e Descoberta Argus reaches the seabed. The lagoon floor is a landscape of silt and debris, a soft blanket concealing the wreckage below. The ROV's lights cut through the gloom, revealing the skeletal outline of a sunken ship. The Fujikawa Maru is one of the 60 vessels resting here. The camera glides along its massive hull, now a vibrant coral reef teeming with marine life. Schools of brightly colored fish dart in and out of portholes, oblivious to the history held within. The team guides Argus through a gaping hole in the hull, a wound inflicted by wartime bombs. Inside, the ship is a time capsule. A layer of sediment covers everything, preserving the ghostly remains of the past. The ROV's manipulator arm gently brushes away the silt, revealing a stack of plates in the galley. Each one bears the faint imprint of a chrysanthemum, a symbol of a lost empire. In a nearby cabin, a rusted gas mask lies on the floor, a silent testament to the fear and uncertainty of war. Argus continues its exploration. In the engine room, massive diesel engines stand frozen in time, their intricate workings now encrusted with barnacles. The ROV's camera focuses on a gauge, its needle still pointing to a long-forgotten pressure reading. Further into the ship, the team discovers the ship's accommodation. Dozens of individual bunks lay rusting and falling apart. The ROV navigates its way through the silent corridors. A shelf is covered in sake bottles and personal items such as combs, razors, clothes, and photographs. The ROV gently picks up a photo album with intact photos of the men who manned the ship during its final moments. The ROV now moves towards the bridge, the central nervous system of the ship. A compass rests covered in rust. Next to it, a pair of binoculars. In the captain's quarters, a desk sits silently, and a notebook, partially legible, holds notes of the journey. The team silently stares at the screen, trying to decipher the writings. Argus also explores the San Francisco Maru, known as the $1 Million Wreck, because it carried a cargo of mines, torpedoes, and other munitions. The ROV illuminates rows of artillery shells and dismantled fighter planes, a chilling reminder of the ship's deadly purpose. In one of the holds, the ROV discovers a collection of gas masks, still in their original containers. a haunting symbol of the threat of chemical warfare. Finally, Argus hovers over the Hyan Maru, the largest ship in Truk Lagoon. Once a luxurious passenger liner, it was converted into a submarine tender during the war. ROV explores the ship's vast interior, finding torpedoes, medical supplies, and even a barber's chair, all eerily preserved by the cold, dark water. Each discovery is met with a reverent silence in the control room. The team understands that they are not just exploring a shipwreck, they are encountering the lives of those who perished here, their stories etched into the very fabric of the lagoon. 20:00-25:00. Revelação e contemplação. One discovery stands out. In what was once the ship's mess hall, Argus finds a collection of personal items scattered across the floor. A tarnished silver locket, a leather-bound diary, a child's wooden toy. These are not artifacts of war, but remnants of lives lived, of hopes and dreams shattered by the conflict. Dr. Sharma leans closer to the monitor, her voice hushed with emotion. These objects, they humanize the tragedy. They remind us that these were not just soldiers, but fathers, sons, husbands. The camera lingers on the locket, its delicate engraving still visible despite the decades spent underwater. It's a poignant symbol of love and loss, a tangible connection to a world that no longer exists. The diary, its pages swollen and illegible, holds secrets that will forever remain locked within its watery tomb. The child's toy, a simple wooden horse, speaks volumes about the innocence lost in the chaos of war. These small, intimate details bring the tragedy of Truk Lagoon into sharp focus. It's not just about sunken ships and military hardware. It's about the human cost of conflict, the lives disrupted, the dreams extinguished. The ROV's lights illuminate the ghostly scene, casting long shadows that dance across the lagoon floor. It is a silent ballet of time and memory, a poignant reminder of the fragility of existence. The expedition team is deeply moved by the discovery. They spent countless hours exploring the wreckage and meticulously documenting all that they found. They were careful to respect the dead, and their work has brought a new understanding of the events that took place here. 25:00-30:00 Encerramento reflexivo slowly. Argus begins its ascent. The darkness recedes, replaced by the faint glimmer of sunlight filtering through the surface. The team watches in silence as the ROV breaks through the waves, its mission complete. The images of Truk Lagoon linger in their minds. The ghostly ships, the vibrant coral, the personal artifacts that whispered stories of the past. As the vessel turns toward home, the narrator reflects on the deeper meaning of this underwater exploration. What do these silent witnesses tell us about the passage of time, the weight of history, and the enduring power of the human spirit? What stories remain hidden in the depths, waiting to be discovered? Truk Lagoon remains, a haunting reminder of the ephemeral nature of life and the enduring legacy of memory.